I am the Lord, your God, and today I speak directly to your heart. I know that your thoughts often betray you and you look at yourself in a way that is far from who you truly are. But I tell you, you are much more than your eyes can see. To those around you, your presence is one of value, respect, and love. They see in you a strength that perhaps you yourself have not yet recognized. This message that reaches you today is no accident. There is something in you that is already in motion, something that your most recent actions have awakened in the heavens. What you have done, which may have gone unnoticed in your eyes, has been noticed. You have convinced those who observe you that your faith, your path, are aligned with what is good, with what is just. It's important that you stay with me until the end of this message. What awaits you is not just a word of comfort, but a revelation that could open your eyes to a new understanding, a new way of seeing yourself and the world around you. This is the moment to recognize the value you already carry within you. Son, pay attention to what I'm saying to you now. You often look at your own life with uncertain eyes, without realizing the impact you already have around you. I see all your actions, even the smallest ones, and I tell you that you don't go unnoticed. You're not someone isolated, distant, or unimportant. On the contrary, you are watched, admired, and your example touches more hearts than you can imagine. The people who live with you, those who cross your path every day, notice how you deal with the challenges that life throws at you. They may not say anything, they may not show it openly, but they are always noticing your attitude, your strength, your way of facing what is difficult. The way you stand firm, even when it seems like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, is something that inspires those around you. You have a rare quality: you don't give up easily. Your ability to keep going, to get up even when you've fallen, is admired by many. Those who watch you, often in silence, learn from you, even if you don't realize it. Every time you choose kindness, every time you stick to what is right, even when it would be easier to choose the wrong path, you are planting a seed of hope in the hearts of those who see you. Make no mistake, your kindness, your patience, your resilience are all noticed. People may not tell you this directly, but they deeply appreciate what you are. I know it's easy to think that you're alone or that your actions have no impact. But that's a limited view that doesn't reflect the truth. The truth is that you are already a light for many. You are already an inspiration. And the more you follow the path of good, the stronger that light becomes. Remember that although sometimes human recognition doesn't come as you expect, I see everything. I know about every effort, every internal battle, every time you chose to love instead of hate, to forgive instead of holding a grudge, to give a word of encouragement when you could have remained silent. And those choices, son, have an impact that goes beyond what you can comprehend. They touch lives, transform hearts, and have an eternal weight. But it's not just in what you do that your value lies. What you are, in essence, is already a source of great joy for me. You don't need to prove anything, you don't need to be perfect to be loved and valued. Even so, your actions reflect the good in you, and that is something precious. Even if you don't hear words of thanks or recognition, know that you are a blessing to others. Your presence, your way of life, already makes a difference. Now, one thing I ask of you: don't give up being that person. Don't give up doing good, even when no one seems to be watching. Because even when the world doesn't applaud you, heaven is watching. And every little gesture of love, every little act of kindness, every word of encouragement you give, has immense value. Never underestimate that. The impact you have goes beyond words or applause. It's in the hearts of the people who are touched by you, often without you even realizing it. I know it's hard sometimes. I know there are times when you feel tired, when it seems like the road is too long, too heavy. But remember that you are never alone. I'm with you every step of the way, and those who love you are also closer than you think. Even if they don't say anything, they see you, they appreciate you, they respect you. What I ask of you now is that you continue on this path. Continue to be who you are, without fear, without doubt. Because you are a work in progress, a story that is still being written. And that story, your story, has already been a blessing for many. I also want you to know that here, where you listen to my words, you will find more than just messages. You will find consolation, strength, and direction. Just as I speak directly to your heart today, I will speak at many other times. And not just to give you words of comfort, but to remind you of your purpose, your value, and how much you are loved. If you want to keep receiving these messages, if you always want to be in touch with me, with the words I speak to you, subscribe to this channel. This is where I'll talk to you, where I'll show you more than you can see right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to always listen to what I want to tell you. There's a lot I want to reveal to you, and it will come with each new message. So stay close, sign up, and make sure you never miss out on what I have to say. Because what you've done so far is beautiful, but what's yet to come, what you have ahead of you, will be even greater. I'm with you always. I know that sometimes it's hard to realize the impact of your attitudes, especially when the days seem heavy and the challenges pile up. But I want you to know something important. Your generous heart has touched more lives than you can imagine. Every time you reach out, every time you are willing to help, even when you yourself are going through difficult times, you light the way for those who walk with you. There is a strength in you, a light that shines even when the world around you seems dark. And that light, son, is not small. Every smile you offer, even when your own thoughts are heavy, has immense power. You have the ability to transform someone's day with that simple gesture. Sometimes the people around you may not express this clearly, but know that they feel the difference you make. Your positive attitude, even when facing adversity, is like a balm to many who observe you. What for you may be a small gesture of kindness, a word of encouragement, a smile that you offer without expecting anything in return, is for them a true source of inspiration. People observe more than you think, and it is often in your resilience, in your ability to keep hope alive, that they find the strength to keep going. You have become a beacon of hope, even without realizing it. And that's not something simple or common. It's not just anyone who can touch hearts in this way, who can bring faith and courage to others just by being there. This is a gift that you carry within you, and one that continues to grow the more you do good. Every time you choose to help, every time you make yourself available, even when it would be easier just to step back and look after yourself, you reaffirm that light, that mission that was placed within you from the very beginning. I know that sometimes the recognition you might expect doesn't come in the way you imagined. People, in the rush of everyday life, are often unable to put into words how much you mean to them. But I see everything and I tell you that what you do, what you offer, has eternal value. Nothing goes unnoticed in my eyes. And even if you don't hear praise or see gratitude from those you help, the impact you have on their lives is profound and lasting. The angels speak of you, and they speak with admiration. They recognize you not just because you are generous, but because you listen to my voice, you follow my guidance. You have chosen to walk according to what is good, and that is worthy of recognition. Not because you seek recognition, but because you are faithful to what has been entrusted to you. Every time you follow the path of love, of compassion, every time you give of yourself to others, you are honoring this divine purpose that I have given you. You know, son, that it's not easy to follow this path. There are days when everything seems more difficult, when tiredness catches up with you, when the internal struggles are intense. But even on those days, you don't let yourself get down. Even when the weight is heavy, you still get up, you still smile, you still reach out. And this effort of yours, this willingness to do good, even when no one seems to notice, is what makes you so special. You keep going because you have faith. Because you trust in something greater. And that trust, that faith you carry, is what moves mountains. It's what inspires those around you not to give up. You are an example, son. Not because you're perfect, but because you're persistent, because you keep hope alive, even in the darkest moments. Now, think for a moment about the people around you. Remember those who see you every day, who cross your path. Think about the little things you do that may seem insignificant in your eyes. A greeting, a word of encouragement, a helping hand offered without expecting anything in return. You think they are small gestures, but for many they are gigantic. They are what give strength, what brings relief, what makes these people move forward, one day at a time. And that's why I tell you that you deserve recognition. Not out of pride, not out of vanity, but because you have followed my voice. You have walked according to what I have inspired you to do, and that is why you have made a difference. The world needs more people like you, who don't just talk about the good, but who live it every day. And it is this experience that touches hearts, that transforms lives. What you do, son, is not in vain. Even if you don't immediately see the fruits, they are there. Every action you take, every gesture of love and kindness, is like a seed planted in the hearts of those around you. And these seeds grow, often in silence, without you even realizing it. But I tell you with certainty, they are growing. The lives you have touched, however discreetly, are being transformed. And you are an essential part of this process. Now, if there's one thing I want you to do, it's to share what you feel. Let others know how these words have touched your heart. Let the people around you know that you're listening, that you're paying attention to what I'm saying. Comment, talk about what you feel. Because often, the simple fact of sharing what's inside you can be what someone else needs to feel encouraged. Your example is already a light, but by speaking, by sharing, you multiply that light. And that's what I want to see, that you continue to be this source of hope and that you allow others to find strength in your words too. After all, we are all connected, and what you feel, what you experience, could be exactly what someone close to you needs to hear. Speak out. Express what's inside you. And through you, allow more hearts to be touched, more lives to be enlightened. You need to listen, with an open heart, to what I am about to reveal to you. You have walked a path where obedience has often seemed difficult, where challenges have come from all sides, but you have stood firm. Your faith, your loyalty to me, are the reason why you are where you are today. You are a reflection of your choices, and I can assure you that those choices were not in vain. Every step you took, every decision you made according to my will, has shaped the person you have become. I know there were times when following what I asked of you seemed to go against everything the world was telling you, but you kept going. And it is this obedience, this surrender, that has made you someone worthy of admiration and respect. The angels, who watch you continuously, speak of you with praise. They recognize the effort you have made, the internal struggles you have overcome, and they now declare that harvest time has arrived. There is a reward in store for you, something that has been prepared because of your good work. I'm not just talking about a spiritual reward, but also blessings that will be visible in your life here and now. A breakthrough is on the way in your life. And this breakthrough, son, is not just symbolic. I am preparing something that will transform your financial situation, bring blessings to your business, your career and your health. Everything you've done, all your dedication and effort, even in times of uncertainty, is about to be rewarded in a tangible way. Doors that seemed closed will begin to open in front of you. Remember, though, that these blessings don't just come as a gift, but as a result of your faithfulness. You have walked in obedience, even when everything around you said there was an easier way. You didn't choose the easy way, you chose the right way. And so, now, I am bringing you a new time of provision, of abundance. The people around you already admire you, even if you don't know it. They see you face problems with a strength that surprises them. They notice how, even when the storm seems strong, you don't let it get you down. What may be just a daily struggle to keep the faith for you, is a source of inspiration for those who watch you. They find in you the encouragement they need to keep going. Even when you don't realize it, your stance strengthens those around you. You have become a reference point, a person to whom others look for strength. And this is no accident. This strength you show, this determination that guides you, is the fruit of your trust in me. And now, the time has come to see that this faith, this obedience, will bear fruit not only for you, but for everyone around you. Many have been touched by your example. Even at times when you think you're walking alone, there are eyes watching you, hearts that are touched by your perseverance. And I say to you, don't give up. You are closer than ever to seeing these blessings manifest themselves. But not just you, son. Those around you, those who have been inspired by your faith, will also reap the fruits of this harvest. You have become a channel of blessings. The way you have dealt with your challenges has allowed others to see that there is a path to victory, even when the difficulties seem great. And that victory will not only be yours, but also those who, because of you, have stood firm. They see how you deal with situations, and that strengthens them. They look at you and find the courage they need to keep going. And now, son, I invite you to think about something. The way you have touched lives is powerful. You may not realize it, but many of these people need to hear what you're hearing now. They need that same word of encouragement, that certainty that there are rewards ahead. They need to know that, like you, they too are on the right path and that there are blessings in store for them. Sharing this message with them is not just a gesture of generosity, it is allowing these words to touch other hearts in the same way they are touching yours now. You have become an example of faith, and that faith has the ability to move hearts, to transform lives. So think about how many people you know, who are close to you, could also be touched by this truth. They may need this word now, just as you did. Sharing what you have received does not diminish what you have, on the contrary, it multiplies it. When you allow others to hear what you are hearing, you are opening up a path of light so that more lives can be impacted. I know you already understand the power of a word of encouragement. You've already seen the effect it has on your own life and on the lives of those around you. Now is the time to let that light reach even more hearts. Each person who hears this message, each life that is touched, will be like a seed planted. And these seeds will bear fruit, because you have allowed this word to reach them. Think about it, son. Think about how many lives can be transformed with a simple action from you. Allow this message to go beyond you, to reach those who need to hear it. Because just as you have been strengthened, there are many who need that strength now. And you, with this simple gesture, can be the bridge that takes this message to them. There are blessings coming, son. Not just for you, but for everyone who has followed with faith, with trust. And these blessings are not limited to what you see. They will manifest themselves in ways that you may not yet imagine. But I assure you, they are on their way. Everything you have worked for, everything you have offered in obedience, will be rewarded. Now, it's time to allow this message to spread. May others also be strengthened as you are being strengthened. Sharing this truth is an act of love, it is allowing more hearts to be touched, more lives to be blessed. And I am with you in this. You have an essence that reflects who you truly are, and this does not go unnoticed in my eyes or in the eyes of those around you. Your way of being, your integrity, your character, all of this is what defines your identity, the true essence of who you are. The angels talk about you, and they emphasize how your character has a positive impact on those around you. Even if you don't realize it sometimes, your every action, your every word, your every gesture carries with it a force that transforms the people around you. You are someone who, simply by existing, already makes a difference. And that difference is not small, son. You are respected because, in the face of challenges, you are able to face them with a lightness, a grace that is not common. It's not that the difficulties don't touch you, they do. But what sets you apart is the way you choose to respond to them. When others see you, it's not just what you do that they notice. They notice the way you behave, how you present yourself in the face of adversity. They see that, even in difficult times, you maintain your posture, your dignity. This inspires respect and admiration. It's not your material or external achievements that are most impressive, but the way you maintain your inner peace and strength even in the most complicated situations. The angels watch you carefully and, in every detail, they realize how much you have grown, how much you have become. And yes, they encourage you to keep growing, to keep improving, because the path of improvement is continuous. There is no end to development. But they want you to know one thing clearly: you are already admired. You are already someone worthy of respect, someone who, just by being who you are, already has a positive influence on the world around you. The recognition you receive, even if it's not always verbalized, is there. The people around you, even those who don't speak directly, have a deep respect for you. They look at you and see someone who, despite everything, manages to stand firm, manages to stay calm, manages to keep their heart in the right place. That, son, is something rare. It's a quality that many want, but few manage to achieve. Now I'm telling you about something even more profound. You know that I know all your thoughts, I know your intentions, your innermost desires. There is nothing you think or feel that I don't see. And this is not something to be afraid of, but to give you comfort. Because I know you completely, and yet I love you. I see beyond your actions, beyond the words you utter. I see what's in your heart. There are times when you question yourself, when you wonder if you're doing enough, if you're following the right path. And in those moments of doubt, I am here, watching, guiding you. Because I know your true intentions, I know what's inside you. I know when what you do comes from the deepest desire to get it right, to help, to be someone better. And even when you think you've failed, I see the effort you put into every decision, every action. The angels want you to remember this, that your identity is not only defined by your visible actions, but also by your thoughts, your intentions. You are someone who seeks the good, who desires the best, even if sometimes the path seems difficult to tread. And this search, this constant intention to improve, is what makes you special in my eyes. There is something powerful about knowing that I know all your thoughts. This means that you don't have to carry the weight of trying to be perfect in the eyes of others. You don't have to try to impress anyone. Because I already see the best in you, I already see your essence. And that's what matters, son. What matters is that you continue to walk with integrity, that you continue to be faithful to what you believe in, because I see your heart. Often, others may not fully understand your actions or your intentions. They may not see what lies behind every decision you make. But I do. I know the reason behind every choice you make, I know what drives you, and that's what I take into account. Your value lies not in being perfect in the eyes of the world, but in being sincere, in being true to what is in your heart. Now, think for a moment about the people around you. Many of them admire you deeply, even if they don't say so openly. They see you as someone who, despite difficulties, manages to maintain grace, calm, wisdom. They look at you and see someone who, despite the challenges, stands firm. And that, son, is something that touches hearts in a way that you may not even realize. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody expects you to be. What makes you admirable is your willingness to face challenges, to keep growing, to improve every day. And this willingness, this openness to growth, is what makes you so special. The fact that you are not content to remain the same, but that you always seek to be a better version of yourself, is what makes you stand out. The angels look at you with admiration because they see your strength, your resilience. They see how you deal with problems with a grace that many don't possess. They see how, even when things seem difficult, you manage to get up, move on, and still keep a heart full of good intentions. That, son, is something great. You're more admired than you realize. And not just for your actions, but for what you carry within you. The people around you see in you someone they can trust, someone who, even in moments of uncertainty, manages to stay focused, to keep their balance. And that's rare, son. Don't underestimate the impact you have on the lives around you. You are a source of inspiration, even if you often don't realize it. The people who watch you, who live with you, they look up to you, they learn from your way of being, from your way of dealing with life. And that, son, is something precious. Your character, your integrity, is what defines who you are. And that's something you build every day, with every little decision, with every choice to do the right thing. Keep going, keep being who you are. Because what you are is already admirable, already worthy of respect. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. What matters is that you remain true to yourself, true to what you know is right. I know every affliction, every worry you carry in your heart. No tear you shed, no thought you have, escapes my eyes. I'm aware of what worries you, what weighs on your shoulders, and that's why I'm speaking to you now, so that you understand how special you are to me. Sometimes the world around you tries to convince you that your value depends on what you do, what you achieve, or how well you meet the expectations imposed on you. But I want you to know that your value lies in none of these things. Your value lies in the fact that you exist, that you are the work of my hands. I made you, and that in itself makes you precious. You don't need to compare yourself to others, you don't need to measure yourself by human standards, because I know you deeply, and I love you exactly as you are. I know that, at many times, you look in the mirror and judge yourself harshly. Perhaps you see flaws, imperfections, or blame yourself for not being a different way. But what I see, child, is someone unique, someone whose value lies not in perfection, but in authenticity. You are special to me not because you do everything right, but because you are true, because your heart is pure before me. Even when you think you're not doing enough, I see the effort you put into every decision, every action. The angels, who watch you with affection, confirm that I am working on your behalf. They know how much you have sought to do good, how much you want to be a light in the lives of those around you. And they tell you that I am moving people's hearts so that they recognize your value, so that they see your good intentions. Even if it sometimes seems that others don't understand or realize what you are trying to do, I am operating in the background, working in the hearts and minds of those around you. It's important that you don't get overwhelmed by the fact that people are often slow to recognize your value. This isn't because you're doing something wrong, but because everyone has their own internal struggles, their own barriers that need to be overcome. Sometimes these barriers make it difficult for them to see clearly what is right in front of their eyes. But eventually, they will recognize who you are and the positive impact you have on their lives. Think about it, son, it's not what others say or don't say about you that defines your value. What really matters is that I know who you are. I see your intentions, even when they are not understood by those around you. You have a heart for good, and that's enough for me. I am with you in every moment, and I am making sure that the people around you see what I see. You don't need to change who you are to please others or to adapt to the standards that the world imposes. I made you in a unique way, and it is this uniqueness that makes you special. Every characteristic of yours, every trait of your personality, was placed by me for a purpose. When you accept who you are and walk with confidence in that, you align yourself with what I want for your life. Don't worry about being what others expect. Focus on being faithful to what I have placed in your heart. I know there are times when you feel misunderstood, when it seems that no one around you really sees you. But I see you. I see every detail, every internal struggle you face, and I'm here to remind you that your life has a purpose. Even if others don't recognize it immediately, the value you have in my eyes never changes. As you continue to walk, to do what is right, even without immediate recognition, I assure you that the time will come when everyone around you will realize how important you are. It may take some time for this to happen, because people are often caught up in their own worries and can't see clearly what's in front of them. But this delay in recognizing you doesn't reflect your true value. I am working not only for you to be recognized, but also for those around you to be touched by your example. Every time you act with love, every time you choose to do good, even when it's not easy, you are planting seeds in the hearts of those who observe you. And those seeds will bear fruit in due course. There is something you need to understand deeply, son, your life is not defined by the opinions of others, or even by your own judgments. You are a divine creation, and that gives you inestimable value. When you look at yourself through my eyes, you realize that you don't need external validation to know that you are loved and accepted. My love for you is unconditional, and nothing you do or fail to do can change that. The angels also talk about how your life has been a positive influence, even when you don't realize it. People may not express it verbally, but you touch them with your presence, with your way of dealing with difficulties, with your inner strength. It is through your silent example that many find the inspiration to carry on. Even if you don't receive immediate recognition, know that your light is shining and touching hearts in ways that you may never fully know. And, child, I am shaping your path in such a way that, little by little, everyone around you will realize who you really are. The barriers that prevent some from seeing you clearly will fall. In time, they will recognize your value, your intentions, and the impact you have had on their lives. Perhaps, because of the internal struggles of some of these people, it will take a little longer for them to open up and see clearly who you are. They are stuck in their own dilemmas, their own struggles, but that doesn't diminish the truth about you. Eventually, when they overcome their battles, they will be able to see clearly what you have always been, someone with a pure heart, someone who does good without expecting anything in return. Recognition, son, is not something you should anxiously seek. It will come naturally, at the right time, when circumstances and hearts are ready. Until then, trust in me. Trust in the fact that I see who you are, and that is more than enough. The people around you, in time, will also recognize it, because I'm working on them just as much as I'm working on you. You are special to me, child, and nothing that happens around you can change that. You don't have to be someone else or conform to other people's standards. Continue to be who you are, faithful to what is in your heart, because I see it, and I am guiding you. What others see or fail to see does not define your value. Your value lies in the fact that I created you, and I love you exactly as you are. Sometimes you wonder if you're making the right decisions, if the path you're following is the right one. At other times, insecurity creeps in and you seek validation from others, hoping to find an answer that will bring you peace. But I want you to know for sure that the answer is already within you. You don't need the approval of others to know what is right, because I have placed within your heart the ability to discern, to choose, and to move forward with confidence. Every step you take, every decision you make, is watched over by me and the angels I have sent to protect you. I encourage you to act with courage and faith, not depending on the opinion of others to guide you. You were created to be free, to make your own decisions, to walk safely on the path that has been laid out for you. Others won't always see what you see, they won't always understand your choices, and that's fine. You don't have to wait for their approval, because I've already approved of you. The love I have for you doesn't depend on what others say or think. It doesn't matter what society or anyone around you might suggest about how you should act, think, or be. I love you exactly as you are, with all your qualities and even with what you consider to be flaws. Don't let yourself be influenced by the need to please or be accepted by others. Remember that I already accepted you, even before you were born, and that's what really matters. Son, there are times in life when the silence around you can be deafening. Loneliness can knock on your door, and you can feel isolated, as if no one is there to support you. But even in the loneliest moments, even when you think no one sees you or understands you, I want you to remember one thing: you are never alone. Angels are always around you, watching your steps carefully, looking out for you. They protect you, guide you, and are always ready to act on your behalf. I know that the opinion of others can often weigh heavily on your shoulders. The expectation of being accepted, the pressure to live up to what they expect of you, can make you wonder if you're on the right path. But I tell you, son, you don't have to carry that burden. You don't have to live up to the standards that others try to impose on you. I free you from these chains, these ties that limit your true essence. I want you to feel free to make your decisions based on what is good, what is fair, and what brings peace to your heart. I know you, son. I know your deepest intentions, I know what goes on inside you. Every decision you make is a reflection of your desire to follow the path of good, and I rejoice in that. You don't need the validation of others to confirm that you are on the right path. I am your guide, I am your strength, and it is in me that you must look for the support you need. Every choice you make, when aligned with what I have for you, will bear fruits of peace and joy. I also know that there are times when you feel the need to be seen, to be recognized for what you do. That's natural, son. You want others to see your value, to recognize your achievements and your efforts. But I want you to remember that human recognition is fleeting, while my love and approval are eternal. Don't let yourself be carried away by the need to be validated by others. Your true strength lies in knowing that, no matter what anyone says or thinks, you are already loved, adored, and respected by me. In those moments when insecurity creeps in, look inside yourself and remember who you are. You are mine, and that is enough. You don't need to mold yourself to please others, you don't need to look for acceptance where it isn't there. I am your firm rock, I am the foundation on which you can safely build your life. Every decision you make, when based on love and truth, already has my blessing. When the angels look at you, they see someone who, despite the challenges and uncertainties, continues to move forward with faith. They are by your side, cheering you on and doing whatever it takes to protect and guide you. They don't leave you alone, even when you feel that the world around you is distant. They are a reflection of my care for you and are always attentive to every detail of your life. Son, you have within you the ability to make decisions that will transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. When you act with confidence in what I have placed in your heart, you become a light for others. Your choices, guided by love and wisdom, are capable of inspiring, motivating, and transforming. Even if you don't receive immediate recognition, know that every act of kindness, every decision made with righteousness, is leaving a deep mark. Now, I want you to take the reins of your life even more firmly. Don't let yourself be carried away by other people's opinions, don't be bound by what they expect of you. You have the power to make choices that lead you to what is true and good. And even if you sometimes feel hesitant, remember that I am always with you, supporting you, guiding you, and loving you. If, on hearing these words, something has touched your heart, if you have felt my presence and my care, I encourage you to share this feeling with others, not just in words, but also in deeds. Your life is a living testimony of my love, and your choices can be a light that illuminates the path of those who are still lost. When you act with faith and courage, without worrying about what others think, you are honoring what I have planted within you. Every step you take towards what is good and just, every time you choose the path of love and compassion, you are reaffirming my presence in your life. And that strength, that certainty, is what really matters. If these words have resonated in your heart, let the world know that you are making your decisions with faith and trust. And if that made sense to you, show your appreciation in the simplest way, leave your sign, your gesture of gratitude and recognition, because that's one way of spreading this message to others who also need to hear it. I want to talk to you about something that is the foundation of everything I've taught: love. Love is not just a word or a fleeting feeling, it is the essence of what connects us. It is through love that you will find true peace and also understand the reason for many things that happen around you. The angels who guide you every day have a clear message for you: keep your heart open, even in the face of difficulties, and keep loving, without expecting anything in return. Humility is one of the greatest treasures you can cultivate. In a world where many seek recognition, where many stand up to be seen and admired, I call you to walk in humility. A person's value lies not in how many applaud their achievements, but in how they treat those around them, especially in the simplest moments of life. Your humility, son, has been noticed. Even when others don't see it, I see your effort to keep your heart humble, to resist the temptation to seek validation in fleeting things. The angels encourage you to carry on with this good heart, to continue acting in kindness, even when the immediate return doesn't seem to exist. Remember that genuine love is often silent. It doesn't need a spotlight, it doesn't need trophies. True love manifests itself in small gestures, in those attitudes which, in the eyes of the world, may seem insignificant, but which for me carry immense weight. You've experienced situations in which the response to your kindness wasn't what you expected, haven't you? Perhaps someone has ignored you or even reciprocated with ingratitude. That can hurt deeply, and I know it. But I say to you, keep going, son. Don't stop. Don't let the hardness of some hearts close yours. The love you give out, the compassion you offer, every kind word you say, every gesture you make, all this echoes beyond what your eyes can see. The angels encourage you to keep loving, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Love others as yourself, that's one of the greatest instructions I've given you. This means that you must treat yourself with the same care and respect that you offer others. Sometimes you are generous with others, but you forget to take care of yourself, to value yourself. I see it, son. I see it when you go out of your way to please and care for others, but neglect your own needs. Loving others also involves recognizing your own value, respecting the limits I've placed on you and taking care of your health, both physical and spiritual. The angels say that balance is important. Loving others is fundamental, but you also need to remember yourself. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. You can only give what you have. If your heart is exhausted, if your mind is overloaded, it will be difficult to continue distributing that love that flows so naturally from you. Take care of yourself, son, so that you can continue to be this source of goodness for the world. It's true that we live in a world where love is often misunderstood. Many people confuse love with interest, they confuse kindness with weakness. You've probably been in situations where your kind heart has been misinterpreted. But don't let it get you down. The love I have given you is a powerful force, one that cannot be diminished by the misguided opinions of others. Keep loving with this heart that I have formed in you, because it is through this love that many will be able to see my presence. I know that sometimes it's not easy to follow this path. I know there are times when you feel alone, as if what you do isn't noticed or valued. But I want you to know that I see every effort, every gesture of kindness, every word spoken with love. The angels see you too. They surround you and constantly remind you of the importance of carrying on. Even when the world doesn't reciprocate in the way you expect, you are planting seeds that will bear fruit in due course. And these fruits, son, are much more valuable than any immediate reward the world can offer you. Every act of love, even those that seem small, has a greater impact than you can imagine. There are people who have been touched by your generous heart, even if you don't know it. There are lives that have been transformed by your presence, simply because you have shown compassion and understanding in difficult times. Keep it up, son. The world needs that light you carry. The angels also remind you that, in the midst of the love you distribute, there is room to receive. Often, those whose hearts are most open to giving are the ones who find it hardest to receive. Don't close yourself off to the blessings that come your way. I send people, situations and opportunities to bless you, to strengthen you. Accept the love I offer you through others. You don't have to carry the world on your back alone. There is a time to give, but there is also a time to receive. The love I ask you to practice is not a burden, it's not something that should weigh you down. It's something light, something that flows naturally when you allow me to be at the center of your heart. If you feel that, at some point, the weight is too much, if you feel exhausted, come to me. I am always here, ready to renew your strength, to give you the rest you need. Son, life is made up of cycles. There are times when you will feel that everything is flowing smoothly, and there will be other times when the challenges seem more difficult to overcome. But in each of these moments, I want you to remember that love is the key. Love is what will sustain you on the difficult days, and it is what will bring you even more joy on the good days. The love you share with others comes back to you in ways you don't always realize right away, but it always does. So I say to you, keep your good heart, son. Keep acting with kindness, even when others don't understand. Keep offering love, even when it's not reciprocated in the way you expect. Because I see it all. I am by your side, strengthening you, guiding you, and I assure you that every act of love, no matter how small, makes an eternal difference. And remember, you are loved. Very much loved. Regardless of what others may say or think, my love for you is immutable. It doesn't depend on anything you do or don't do. It's a love that simply exists, that has always existed, and that will always exist. The love I ask you to share with others is a reflection of the love I have for you. When you love, you are expressing that divine connection we have, that bond that nothing and no one can break. I see everything you go through, every difficulty, every internal struggle that is often not visible to others. I know that things aren't always easy and that sometimes you feel like you're carrying more than you should. But even so, you maintain a smile, a silent strength that inspires those around you. That smile, that positive attitude in the face of challenges, does more than just light up your face. It lights up the path of many who observe you, even if you don't realize it. Many people around you are facing their own battles. Some appear strong on the outside, but are falling apart on the inside. Others may not know how to express gratitude or recognition for what you do. But I see what you do, son. I see the effort you put into every action, the kindness you shower on others, even when you feel no one is noticing. The angels bring me messages about you. They closely observe the impact you have on the lives around you. Even in the smallest actions, in the words you say without thinking, you are transmitting a strength that many need. Your ability to smile, even when circumstances seem to pressure you, is an example of resilience. This resilience gives courage to those around you. Some may not have the strength to express it, but you are a source of hope, a light that, even if silent, is powerful. The world we live in is full of challenges. Every day brings a new opportunity to face something that seems bigger than ourselves. And you felt that, haven't you? Each challenge that arises is like a mountain in front of you, but I'm here to remind you that you've been climbing those mountains. And even when you think no one is noticing, I'm watching. I see your effort to stay calm, to spread kindness and to stick to the path we've set together. Many people observe your behavior. Even if they don't tell you, they are touched by your strength, by your ability to put happiness before problems. This doesn't mean that problems disappear, but it does mean that you don't allow them to dominate your heart. And that is one of the greatest virtues anyone can have. I have given you this strength, this ability to see beyond difficulties, and you use it to do good, to transmit peace and hope to others. You sometimes wonder if anyone recognizes this. If anyone notices what you do. I understand that recognition doesn't always come in the way you expect. The world is quick to notice mistakes, but slow to appreciate the good. However, I want you to know that every gesture you make, every smile you offer in the midst of pain, is a seed planted. And those seeds, son, are growing, even if you don't see the fruit yet. Recognition may not come the way the world offers it, but your actions are being recorded in heaven. Nothing goes unnoticed by me. The angels tell me that your path is full of opportunities to continue spreading this hope. The difficulties you face today are also a way of shaping your character, of making you even stronger. Every challenge you overcome is proof that you are growing, that the light we put in you is becoming brighter and brighter. And this light, son, is not just for you. It is for everyone around you. Your kindness, your resilience, your way of facing life, even without receiving immediate recognition, have a profound impact. I know that sometimes you would like to hear more words of encouragement from others. You'd like those you've helped or inspired to come up to you and tell you how important you've been in their lives. But human recognition is flawed. Often, the people who most needed your smile, your word of hope, don't know how to express gratitude. They may be stuck in their own struggles, not knowing how to repay the kindness they have received from you. But you should know that, even without this explicit recognition, you are already making a huge difference. You are not alone. The angels are always by your side, watching over you, encouraging you to keep going. And I'm always with you, in every step, in every smile, in every moment of doubt. I know that sometimes it feels like the weight is too much to bear, but I've given you the strength you need to keep going. And not only that, I gave you the ability to inspire, to transform the environment around you with your presence. You are admired. Not just by me or the angels, but by those around you, even if they don't express it visibly. People see your strength and your resilience. They look at you and find an inspiration that helps them move forward. They see how you deal with difficulties and find encouragement to face their own battles. You are a living example of what it means to put good before circumstances. Keep spreading that goodness, son. Keep being that person who transforms environments with the simplicity of a smile, with the depth of a loving gesture. That's what I created you for. To be a light, to be a source of hope in a world that is often immersed in darkness. And every time you choose love, every time you decide to keep smiling, to be a source of positivity, you are fulfilling that purpose. The angels tell me that there is more to come. That the impact you're having now is only the beginning. The seeds you've planted along the way, the ones that are still growing silently, will bear fruit in due course. And that fruit will not only be for you, but for everyone around you. There will be a time when you look back and see how much you helped, how much you made a difference, even when you thought no one was noticing. Your kindness is a silent but powerful force. Don't worry if the immediate recognition doesn't come. I promise you that, in due course, you will be rewarded. But until then, keep going, son. Keep smiling, spreading hope, being that presence that calms hearts and brings light to those around you. The love you share with the world is a reflection of the love I have for you. It is through this love that you will be able to transform even more lives, to continue to be an inspiration, even when the days seem difficult. I created you with this ability, and I know that you will continue to use it for good. If this message has touched your heart in any way, comment down here with the word light, to attract good energy and bless your path even more. Make sure you're already subscribed to the channel to continue receiving these messages, and if you think it's important, share it with someone who also needs to hear it today. Leave a like to help this message reach more people who need hope. Now, join me in a short prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you for your light that guides our steps and strengthens us. May we always spread love, hope and kindness, being instruments of your will. Amen.